All right, hey guys, Loud Thumbs back here with you again. Coming back today, the old Apple Watch here, the new Apple Watch, I should say. So anyhow, I have been, toying around with this guy since Monday. Today is Thursday, so this is like a 3-4 day report, however you want to say it. So, couple things. First off, I think the band is really good. It fits really nicely. The way they have it made to tuck in and everything is nice. It fits well. Doesn't bother my arm. This one here is the medium large band. This part down here, I did not need the small medium. I could probably switch it to the small medium. And I might still do that just to see if there's less of this that needs tucked in. But that actually kind of comes in handy too, because when it does hook in and slide in underneath like this, this little piece here that does slide in and tuck in and hide, kind of fits it a little nicer. And it kind of presses my wrist a little tighter so it stays more in place. Because when you're using it and you're, got it on your wrist and you're kind of pushing it, like if it were on your wrist like this, I can show you here, and you got to push the digital crown in, it kind of wants to move like this when you push. So you usually have to do the two-finger technique, one over here and your thumb, so that you can kind of push the digital crown. So anyhow, I think it feels really good. It doesn't feel heavy. This one is the aluminum sport band one. So it's the smaller of the versions, but it's the 42 millimeter. Don't mean smaller that way. I just mean it's less heavy because it's not the steel, since it's aluminum instead. And I said in my other unboxing video, I don't think it's worth spending the extra money on the other ones because the steel gets scratched up easier. It's going to show more, defects. And then I understand the crystal being the sapphire crystal instead of just this. I think it's just like a patented plastic. I can't remember the exact name it had, but it's still very durable. I've worn it to work all week and all day at home, and it's kind of hard to tell there on my camera, but there's no scratches. You can see the glare going across it. There's no scratches showing up or anything. The sides still look fine. It's not beat up. So, not to say that I have a construction job or something like that. I'm not mean to my electronics. But I can say that this thing here, it does what it's supposed to. I did watch a video from iJustine a couple days ago, and she said pretty much exactly what I think I would say too, and that is, it's absolutely 100% unnecessary, but I love it. That's exactly it. That it's on your wrist. It's just a watch, but you don't think of it that way. I've gotten more people in the little tiny town I live in asking me, "Is that the Apple Watch?" Or people are calling it the iWatch that really don't follow tech. And I'm like, yes, that is the Apple Watch. Which I told you in the last video. I got the green band. That stands out. People see it on your wrist and they're like, whoa, what's that? And then, I have to have like a little sit down or a little stop and talk and show it off for them, But it's great. Obviously, it's a good centerpiece for conversation and whatnot. But it is absolutely 100% unnecessary. However, it is so cool and convenient for me to have it because I do drive a lot and I do work in a building where they don't want you to have your phone out or whatever. So if I get a quick message from my wife that says, "Hey, I love you," or "Hey, I made it to work," or something like that, it's quick and simple. I went in and I did set up some other things here. I'll try to show you guys. So I did go in here and go under messages here. maybe it's a little hard to do here. So, you know, like there's my wife. So if I go back and let's go to a buddy of mine or something here, I can go down here and I can click reply. Then, you know, I made my own little things here. You know, some for my wife, say, okay, I love you, a little kissy face, stuff like that. I'm on my way, I'm on break, LOL, I'm off work, that kind of stuff. And then there's other ones that, you know, it's smart enough to think of and ask you if you want to use, because it reads the conversation as you're typing and as the conversation's going on. So it's very smart in that aspect. There's been times where, like earlier today, my wife said something about let's have a certain day off instead of another day off because this is going on or whatever. And when I clicked on it, you know, instead of options like okay or, you know, something like that, it said good, it said great, it said thanks, you know, and it somehow it's understanding with the software, you know, what to put first and what makes more sense. So and you just touch it and boom, it sends it away. I mean, it's fast. It's been a couple points or two where, like, let me go back into the watch for you here. So when you do the notifications and you swipe, or the glances when you swipe up, I have had moments when I get to the one that controls my phone, which is right here. I have had moments where I pull that up and it's just a blank screen with just the red up here in the corner and there's just lines. So it's still thinking. So it's still got moments where it needs to like buffer and get the connection to the phone. So, but you know, there's, you know, this here I absolutely love. I didn't think I'd love it that much, but you know, it shows my tracking and I do a lot of walking at work. So, I'm actually just on a lunch break right now doing a video, but so far today I've walked 2.39 miles. I'm right around the 6 mile mark every day. I walk all the time. Yesterday I mowed the yard and walked and I was over 6, and it was almost 1,000 calories yesterday that I burned doing that. So I really like that. I think that's cool. And then, you know, having the steps and how long you've stood, and I've hit my goal every day except for the exercise thing. I don't know how it figures exercise. I'm on my feet all day. I'm using my arms, my legs, everything all day. And it tells me I've exercised like, you know, 10, 20 minutes instead of the 30. So, but, you know, that's cool, whatever. The long press, you know, the hard press, you know, that you got to do to kind of go into customizations and gives a little taptic feedback. It's cool. My taptic feedback seems to be working. I've been reading they've had issues with taptic feedback, but it's very cool. Siri works great. I mean, it's simple, like, hey, Siri. Yeah, she doesn't always want to listen, though. Hey, Siri, send a message to Heather Hale. Yeah, so she's not doing it right now. But if we pull it up, hey, Siri, then she says, did you accidentally summon me? So, but you can just say, hey, Siri to it, and she will listen. So, hey, Siri, send a message to Heather. And then it takes it right in there. So, the voice command and stuff, when you're sending text messages using the voice instead, works great. Nothing can ever spell my son's name right. His name is Cullen, and it's Cullen, and it always spells it Colin or Collin, Colin. It's always wrong. But I really, really like the fact that when I can talk to it, as long as it's an iMessage person, I can send that as a voice message instead of as a text message. So it really saves me the hassle of, like, you know, always saying my son's name, and it spelling it wrong every time. So I just basically avoid trying to say his name to people that aren't iMessage, because I know I can't send them a voice message and explain that to them. So it's got its little things, but the iPhone's done that ever since I can remember. It's never spelled it right. Wish there was a way to go in there and tell it, you know, hey, this is how you spell it, you know, not this way. But like you can see, there's little quirks here and there. Like the Siri didn't work right away. I had to activate the phone and give it a second to think and then tell it again, and it worked. But it's not like a major inconvenience. It works great. It serves its purpose for me. I used to be a big watch guy, and I got away from them because I had a phone that did everything I needed to. And this here, other than being able to type long messages or something, or a little more detailed messages to people that don't have an iPhone, it does everything my phone can do for me on my wrist. Answer phone calls on it, make phone calls on it. It's very cool. Controlling my music and stuff is really nice because, I'll be working in the house and I'll have my phone in another room hooked to a Bluetooth speaker, and I'll just leave it set there, and I'll just go around and just do my working in the house. And as long as this thing's nearby, which is pretty far actually, I can be clear almost the back of my house and have this in the front of the house, which is probably a good 80 feet. And I'll still be talking to my iPhone with this. So it's very cool to be back there and say, hey, I don't want to listen to that song. I just go to my glances, get rid of it, just change it to the next song. You can turn the volume up and down. You can pause. You can rewind. And it's cool because, I use Spotify, so I'll have my Spotify app opened, and I'll use my Spotify all the time. And then I will tell it, to stop because I'll be going to work or doing something and I don't need it. And all I have to do is go to glances on this and just go to my remote and hit play, and it will start Spotify up. So it doesn't have to work specifically with iTunes or something. It will work with Pandora, iTunes Radio, or Intune Radio, I think it is, and then also Spotify and iTunes, obviously. But there's no Spotify app for this, though, which I guess it's okay because the phone runs the app, and that's really what matters. So the phone will run the app, and then this will control it. So it would be kind of cool if it let you pull up playlists and change playlists and select songs. And I think they'll get there. It's new. I mean, we're on day 4 or whatever. So, but I really, really enjoy it. Overall experience for me, I'd probably, out of 10, I'd probably give this thing like a 9.5 because it only has a few little hiccups once in a while. There'll be some times where I have it on my wrist and I'll lean it up to look, and it comes right on. And then you lean it back down, it goes away. You can see if you turn your wrist, it comes back on. There's a couple times I've done that and it hasn't came on. I got to tilt my wrist back down and come back up, and then it'll come back on. I mean, it's working fine right now. But I'm not gonna freak out about things like that. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there like, I spent $400 on this and it doesn't work perfectly. Well, as far as I'm concerned, nothing works perfectly. Nothing ever will. If we ever think that, then we'll never get any better. So, I think for a first shot out of the gate for this, I think they waited the right amount of time. I think they made the right form factor. I think they got a huge talking piece here. I mean, I could sit down for probably a good hour with somebody who's never seen it before and just blow their mind with how much stuff you can do on this thing. It's just very convenient. For me, I don't always have to take my phone out of my pocket. If I'm driving down the road and I get a text message and it's a simple like, hey, I'm home, and all I want to say is okay, all I do is touch it, reply, okay, done. And honestly, it's no different than just looking at your watch like you would if you're driving down the road. I'm sure there's going to be bans in California and places on this thing, but, still, you look down, you touch the message, you touch reply, you touch okay, and it sends it automatically. You don't have to tell it to send it. It just already does it because it knows you're sending a message. So it's very convenient. It's very nice. Works great for me. I'm not going to complain about it. So Apple Watch, highly recommended by Loud Thumbs here. Highly recommended. If you got an extra $400 laying around from your tax return or something, find one of these babies. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And 9.5 out of 10. You guys can't get much better than that. Software updates will make this thing amazing. I mean, we know Apple, they know how to make hardware, obviously, but their software is next to nothing. It's just absolutely insane how good they are at software. So yep, that is my take on it. I could probably go into more detail, but I've been rambling long enough. I wanted to get this video done in time so you guys could see what I say about it. And maybe you guys can get your hands on one, because why not? Why not indeed? So, all right. So, hey, Loud Thumbs, Apple Watch, 9.5 out of 10. 9.5. Fantastic. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you got any questions about it or want me to try anything out on the thing, I will definitely do that. So, appreciate you guys watching. I'm going to get out of here. Go buy you an Apple Watch, okay? I can send you my heartbeat. All right, guys. Thanks for watching again, and later on.